can also type your expectations in the comments, please. Okay. Okay, so our first presentation will be started by Ms. Ibukun Comfort Ekirile. She's a passionate nurse in training and the founder of Midas Health Series, a platform equipping young people with practical health knowledge. She creates engaging content, hosts webinars, and leads community initiatives to promote healthier living. Beyond health advocacy, she serves as admin of the Revive Nation, a faith-based organization, and the secretary of the Nursing Students Association. Ms. Comfort has actively championed breast cancer awareness, oral health outreaches, and wellness campaigns. With her dynamic approach and heart for service, she inspires people to live healthier, intentional, and faith-filled lives, emphasizing that health is a personal responsibility. So in today's conversation, Ms. Comfort will be telling us all that living healthy entails, and then how being. So Ms. Comfort, you have the floor now, please.
Okay, good evening, everyone. Please, am I heard?
Yes,
Yes, please, I can hear you.
Good evening.
Okay, please, if you're excited to be here, can I see a reaction? Can I see comments? Can I see emojis? Let me just feel that, yes, I'm home. I'm in the midst of the people who are here. We are here to learn together. Yes, can I see a reaction? Can I see our comments? Can I see a reaction? Can I see our comments? Okay, so good evening, everyone. Ibukun Comfort Akirele, and today I'll be taking you through this particular topic, which is actually a bone of contention in this time and this age. And the topic for today will be treating living healthy in a hard country, living healthy in a hard country. And the question is healthy living only for the rich? So I would like to ask us, it's a personal question. What do you think? Is healthy living only for the rich? Just within 5 seconds, I'd like to see a comment. Is healthy living only for the rich? Is it just for people who are wealthy, people who have money, and those who don't have money, or the average class of people in the country? Then is it that they don't want living healthy? Or does that mean that money even define you living healthy? I would like to see our comment section. Okay, thank you, Doreen. Thank you, Ifwa. Thank you so much. Okay, so from our answer, I've seen definitely yes, definitely yes. So on this particular topic, I'll be taking you through, or my focus is basically exploring how economy and environment shape our well-being. Exploring how economy and environment shape our well-being. Please, the next slide. So this is a question. What do you think? In our world today, things are expensive. Like we can tell, it is not the way you get things back then. It's the way you get things now. Even some months ago, you are going to see the difference. Inflation has gone higher. New policies are coming out. The economy is shifting from one place to another where we don't even know. Dollar is trying to equalize with cedis. Naira is falling, and all sorts of things. So what do you think when the price of tomatoes is competing with the price of fuel, or when one bag of rice looks like an investment plan, is it still possible to live healthy? This is a question. So now it is now that things are now competing. It's now looking like we are competing for survival rather than thrive. It's not like we are competing for survival rather than thriving. So an average person now is going to struggle to even meet his or her basic needs, talk less of someone who don't even have. Then how do we cope with this? Please, the next slide. Please, the next slide. Okay. So is healthy living still possible in this economy? This is a question. Is it still possible? Is it that it is our responsibility or the government's responsibility? Should they actually interfere in the community, in the economy, and make it easier and affordable for each person to determine our survival rate and as well as thriving in health? Next slide, please. Can we really live healthy when the economy is hard and the environment is tough? Yes. Can we or can we not? Can we live healthy when the economy is hard and the environment is tough? One thing I want us to know today is that even though economy and environment influence our health, but then I am still of the notion that health is an individual responsibility. You cannot always blame the government for your health. It is your responsibility to take care of your health. Why the country is failing, why everything is getting tough, hard, or difficult, we still have to take due diligence, to take responsibility, and do what we can, even within our control. You might not be able to control the country, but one thing you can control is your health. You may not have the privilege to get to the health sector and make changes like as much as you can or as broad as it is. But the little you can do for yourself and those around you, it is a responsibility. So in this economy that we are, no matter how difficult it is, trust me, there are still some things that we can still do to make sure that we are thriving in health. Next slide, please. So now, what does healthy living mean? You see, if I should ask what does healthy living mean or what does living healthy mean, it is actually a question. And to some, it means eating healthy. To some, it means maybe sleeping. To some, it means exercise. But healthy living or living healthy, it goes beyond just eating. It goes beyond just exercise. It goes beyond sleeping 8 hours routine on a daily basis. It goes beyond that. It encompasses it is a balance of a whole lot of things. Trust me, you cannot say you want to burn your fat and you are just trying to eat without exercising. You cannot say you want to thrive in health and then you are exercising without eating. It is a two parallel line. It must go alongside with each other. As much as you are avoiding something, then there should be something you are also doing. You cannot just avoid and leave the other part or neglect the other part just like that. So as stated here, what does healthy living mean? Healthy living requires a balance of responsible and smart health choices. Your choices that you make today is going to stand against you or stand for you tomorrow. And now these choices are eating right, daily physical activity, promoting emotional and spiritual wellness, ensuring adequate sleep, avoiding harmful drugs, alcohol, tobacco, illness, stress, and safeguarding a good work-life balance. So all these things is going to sum up to make you say that, oh, I am living healthy. You see, people often forget that their life is the sum total of the little steps that they take every day. And the truth is, while you are planning life, life is also planning you. You don't know what is happening. Something is always happening somewhere. The economy is shifting, Naira is falling, governments are making new policies, even though when it is not even convenient for the citizens, they make new policies. And the world is changing rapidly. And in this era of emerging pandemics, the rising health risks, you cannot afford to even be careless with your health. You cannot afford to be careless with your health. The cost of being hospitalized has even skyrocketed, and you don't want to be struck in a hospital bed only to be hit by another crisis while you are there. And now, looking at the way the world is going, it is not like it is taking sides of anybody. It is just going, we don't even know where the body is right now. So it is we that need to pay attention to details and make sure that we are on the right track, trying to live healthy. There is difference between eating and eating right. There is difference between eating and eating right. You don't just eat to satisfy your cravings. You are supposed to eat for health, eat for long life, eat for eat for health. Just eat to get better. Don't eat as if your healing depends on food. Exercise as if your healing depends on exercise. Sleep as if your healing depends on sleep. Next slide, please. And as well, your mental health is very, very important. You cannot do without it. So these are the 4 key things that I'm going to point out when it comes about living healthy. Nutrition, number 1, it is very, very paramount. You cannot eat your way out of bad diet. It is not possible. You cannot exercise your way and eat bad diet. It is not possible. As much as you are eating right, you must also exercise right. Your nutrition is a very core. In fact, your nutrition has the ability to interfere with your very core. So it is very important. Every plate on your table or every plate before you contains a wealth of information, and it has the potential ability to interfere with your very core, interfere with your cells. These foods are not what the body uses. The body will convert it to what it can use. And when it is converting it, the results can either be positive or negative. So you cannot do without paying attention to what you eat. It is very, very important. You have to try to eat balanced diet, consume vegetables, eat fruit, take water, and as well, look out for things that are not good for you. Watch out for unhealthy fat, unsaturated fat, and a lot of that. These are the things that sum up to make you to say, oh, I am living healthy. Secondly, we have physical activity. You should try as much as possible to exercise yourself, because the more you eat, you must also burn. As much as you eat, you must also try to burn. Yes, you are putting it in, but something also needs to come out. And I've heard someone say something one day that they said exercise is, or physical activities is when you do something and you sweat. That is not physical activity. I can be sleeping on my bed and I should be sweating. I can be eating and I'm sweating. That doesn't mean I'm doing physical activity. It is a different thing entirely. Physical activity is going to move all your body. I mean, this is something that you do that every part of your body, the muscles and everything are working, are in action. So you are putting it under a particular stress that you are making it in a positive way, let me say. Number 3, we talk about mental health. The truth is, mental health is very, very important when it comes to health. You need to balance the mental health. Sometimes stress, different issues from anywhere can actually affect us. And when things affect us, we may not be able to control how we do our things. We may not be able to control how we reason. We may not be able to control how we even eat, or how we even do our things. So your mental health is also very important. You cannot live your health neglecting your mental health. Your mental health is very, very important. And then number 4 here, we have preventive care. Preventive care is such in a way that you have to do before it happens. Now, this is where checkups come in. You cannot just decide that this is what is wrong with me. Okay, I am not feeling well. What is wrong with you? You don't know. How? You need to go and check yourself. You need to check yourself. You need to check your basics. Even till date, I can still bet with you that there are still some people that don't know their blood group. They don't know their genotype. And this is very true. It is very real. So you have to take steps to get yourself prevented from some particular diseases or illnesses. Number 1 of it is that you have to go and you have to check your basics, which is your blood pressure. We call it vital signs. Your blood pressure, you have to know it. It is very, very important. Those are what we call silent killers. Blood pressure can kill you like without making a noise. And if you don't check these things now, you are going to suffer for it later. And the issue we are having in healthcare is that many people report to the hospital when the situation is already late or when it is worsening. And at that point, there is nothing we can do only to care for the person till death, or just put the person on a case that can just be managed, and at that point it has no cure. So until you go and check for yourself, you will not know what is wrong with you. Going for checkups helps you to know your state of being. It helps you to even position yourself. It helps you to know that this thing I am doing, I have to stop it, or this is what I'm supposed to do more, or this is what I'm not supposed to do at all. Preventive care is very, very important, and this is not without anybody. It doesn't exclude anybody. Everybody has to at least put themselves in check. Check yourself. Make sure you are preventing as much as possible to the barest minimum. Yes, there are infections everywhere, but how well are you preventing these things? Are you putting yourself on personal hygiene? Are you making sure that you're washing your hand when you're supposed to? Are you making sure that you are eating healthy food that even boosts your immune system? These are part of preventive health. All these things sum up together for you to say, oh, I am living an healthy lifestyle. I am living healthy, or I am trying my best to live healthy. Next slide, please. Okay, so for living healthy, like I said when I was defining it, intentional and smart choices. So now you have to balance things first. So for you to live healthy, you have to first get a balance. And secondly, you need to have intentional choices. First, you need to balance it. You can't be doing one more and do the other one less. Or you do one less or you do the other one more. Everything is supposed to be on an equilibrium. So you need to have first a balance. And secondly, you need to have intentional choices. You have to be intentional. You have to pick your choices smart. You have to be consistent with the healthy choices, not just any choices, but healthy choices. The seed you sow today is what will grow for you tomorrow. So your choices is what makes you, and you are going to see it just very soon. So you have to be intentional about the choices that you make, and you have to make sure that you balance things. Don't do one more than the other, and don't do the other more than one. Make sure everything is on equilibrium. Don't put yourself on high stress and then you come and sleep for 2 hours in the night. It is not balanced. Don't eat junk food throughout and sleep for 5 hours. It is not balanced. You need to balance it. It is not just only about balanced diet, but you need to balance it. Your sleep, you need to balance your routine, your work, you need to balance the stress. You also need to balance even your free time, your leisure hour, for you to even just catch fun and a lot of that. All these things are needs to put in balance. Personal hygiene, preventive health, everything has to be on check. It has to be on a parallel line, equilibrium. So you have to put everything in check. Please, the next slide. So economic influences on health. Based on the situation of the country now, everywhere, let me say, there are the prices of food has gone very, 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 very like high. It is so high to the extent that even some tends not to. Like they're just based on survival now. Many people are not even eating to thrive. Many people they're not eating to thrive. They are only eating to survive. Like I mean eating to survive on a daily basis, which is not supposed to be so. Even though we might not have the power to control the government or to control the economy, but still there are still some basic things that we can do to cover up for it. So number one is high food prices, which will lead to poor diet choices. If the food is high, then if the price of foods are high, then trust me, you would not want to get it because you cannot even have money to get it. So since you don't have money to get the food, then you go for something lesser and even maybe unhealthy or less healthier compared to what you're supposed to get. So this is a major problem. And with this problem, it has actually affected such to an extent that we are having people living below what is expected, below the required. The next one is cost of healthcare, delayed treatment. Now, even while we emphasize on checkups and a lot of that, still getting to the hospital and saying that the bills are high. It is something that though it is personal, but then that doesn't really mean that you cannot get healthcare. So it actually limits the access to healthcare for some because they may not have the funds to get the treatment that is required of them. And with this, they tend to fall below rather than being on the same stance of living healthy. Next one is perception. Healthy living is expensive. Yeah, there is this perception that healthy living is expensive. And I'll tell you today that healthy living is not or in any way expensive. In fact, it is one of the cheapest things that you can do for yourself. And one of the best gifts you can give yourself is living healthy. Healthy living is never expensive. Yes. And I'm going to prove that to you as we go on this course. Next slide, please. So affordable choices, practical affordable choices. Number one is local food. So talking about the perception that healthy living is expensive, you don't have to stress yourself that much going to eat something on high, like of a high cost. You can settle for, let me not say settle for less, but settle for what you can afford, which are also very nutritious. First, local foods. If there is one thing that I so much love about Ghana, it is the fact that there is no way you get to in Ghana, per my experience, please. There is no way you get to in Ghana that you will not find local food. You will find banku somewhere. You would find fufu somewhere. You will find kenke somewhere. You will find rice balls. You'll find pokute. You'll find but what local food are you looking for that you won't find somewhere? You will find all these things somewhere. So you don't need to go like to go extra mile and say, oh, I wanted to eat pizza, I want to eat shawarma, I want to eat this and that, and all these things are not even our food. We downloaded them from the whites, like we downloaded them to our own country. It is not our food. It is our, yes. In Lagos, you may not have access to your local dish, yes, but here in Ghana, generally in Ghana, I've been to at least 2 regions and I have seen it, and I can say it anywhere that local food is everywhere. As much as you want to eat rice, trust me, you will always find that local food somewhere. You will find, you can never be starved of. You can never be starved of banku or what are you looking? You can never be starved of it. You will find it per my experience, please. So you settle for local food, and these foods are very nutritious, especially for the banku and the kenke. They are fermented foods and they contain probiotics. And probiotics is one of the things that it also helps to build our immune system and fight against infections. So you don't have to start looking for 100 cedis to get to get pizza, just one box. Rather, you can even use just 20, 30 cedis to even get 2 banku and probably maybe kotoji or something and a soup, and you eat and you are fine and you are good, and that doesn't make you less of someone who eats pizza. So you don't have to start looking at something that is more expensive. Go for something that you can afford, and as well they are nutritious. Go for your local foods, they are very, very nutritious. Go for pounded yam, go for amala, go for those things, and look for a very nice soup and eat it with them. Those things are very important and they actually contribute to our health. The second one is low cost exercise. Yes, it's not necessary for you to go to the gym. It is not a must for you to go to the gym. What you have to do is just to exercise your body. You can jog on the street, you can take a walk, you can get skipping rope and just keep in your room. You don't have to go to the hospital. Sorry, you don't have to go to the gym center and start, thinking of how you pay one amount. Maybe you have to pay 150 cedis to register per month, and you don't have that funds. Exercise is not only done in the gym, in the gym house. You can actually do it even in your room. You can do it in your street. You can jog around in a field. The next one is stress management. So how do you manage stress? You also have to know what works for you. If it is prayer, if it is journaling, if it is talking to people, if it is just living your environment, these are part of the things that actually contribute to our mental health. If your mental health is not balanced, trust me, every other thing around you will not be balanced. So you have to also try to take away what is stressing you out from your head. Next slide, please. So we have environmental influences on health. One is poor sanitation. How clean is your area? Now you can be eating healthy, exercising well, sleeping well, and still be a victim of everyday sickness. You can still be a victim of everyday hospital visits. So how well is your environment? How clean is your environment? How well are you taking care of your house, of your room especially? Are you cleaning it well? Is it well cleaned? Are you putting every measures to make sure that at least you are reducing? The truth is that we cannot kill all microorganisms, we cannot kill all infections. But the truth is that we can limit them to the barest minimum. That is the truth. We can only limit them, but we cannot just like eradicate them totally. This is not possible. So, poor sanitation. How clean is your place? Unsafe water and air. Yes, there are some airborne diseases and there are some water diseases. The water you are taking, what credibility can you give to it? Is it 100% safe? The air or where you are, though we cannot justify by that, but looking at, okay, in this place, probably there are combustion, carbon dioxide everywhere, and a whole lot of that. Those things can damage your lungs. And when they damage your lungs, you're going to end up in the hospital. It doesn't necessarily mean you are eating well or you are sleeping well. So you also have to consider your environment. It is a very core that actually interfere with our living. The next one is limited safe space. How spacious is your place? Some places are very tight, such an extent that it is easy for communicable disease to even like go rapidly. Is it spacious that air can enter? Is it spacious such to an extent that even microorganism or whatever cannot settle on it? Next slide, please. So what can we do? Now, what can we do to live healthy? First, you have to understand that it is your responsibility to live healthy. Health is your responsibility. Your health is your responsibility. Don't blame the government. Let's leave the government to whatever they want to do. It is your responsibility. It is not the government responsibility. Let us just leave government out of this and do what we can do, even within our own capability. It is not anybody's capability. Government, they cannot solve all the problems. They are solving education, solving healthcare, solving the road, infrastructure, and a whole lot of that. They cannot solve all the problems. So, in your own way, how well are you taking care of your health? Are you involving in personal hygiene, cleaning, cooking, and a whole lot of that? How well are you doing those things? These things are very important. Understand that health first is your responsibility. Number two is community effort. You have to also clean awareness and advocate. Once you see a place that, okay, this place is not like, the environment is not clean also, do your best, create awareness. Oh, let people know that what they are doing is not good. The environment is not safe for their health. So many people don't know that some things are not wrong until you tell them. And that is where lack of awareness comes. So we have to tell them, let them know that, oh, you need to know that your environment interfere with your health. The next one is adaptation, finding safe open space, creative exercise. Yes, how well can you adapt to your environment? You have to look for a space that is safe for you. You need to at least make sure your space is safe. Yes, the next slide, please. Okay, so this is my personal experience, how economy and environment shape my well-being. So I'm actually currently I'm in Ghana, and when I came to Ghana, I had issues with the food. Not really issues like that, but sorry to say, it's the odor or the smell I perceive from the food generally in Ghana is a problem for me. Anywhere I pass and I perceive this, I'll be like, God, I need to throw. But then looking at how it is going, I was like, how long did I want to continue being this? And I'm this kind of person that anywhere I get to, I really don't have issues with food. Once it comes to eating them, I don't have issues with eating the food. But one thing that can drive me away is possibly food poisoning or maybe the odor or something. So one of these days, I was like, okay, let me just try eating Ghana food. But the first day I came with some colleagues, and just at the border at Aflau, there was this vendor that came, and everybody was hungry. People bought food, only for them to see that in the food there are some vegetables, there is black pepper and a whole lot of that. And they begin to ask that, what is this? Now, I've not seen this before. Everybody was curious. And the vendor was like, oh, this is shito, this is that. And I was like, I was telling these people that you don't have to stress yourself. If this is what what cannot be eaten. If it is not edible, I'm sure they won't sell it. So because it is edible, that is why they are selling it. So it is a food that I believe that it is not just meant for you, it is meant for like anybody that wanted to buy it. Even Ghanaians can get it and eat it. So it is not maybe they are serving you something that is not nice or something that you cannot cope with. So I saw it and I was like, wow, is this how Ghanaians eat? And so far so good. Throughout my stay here in Ghana, it has shaped me such to an extent that I have seen how Ghanaians incorporate vegetables in their food. They incorporate it like it is there, and let me just try this thing, because where I came from, we only eat vegetables like once or twice in a year. Oh. Seriously, that is why we are eating fried rice. We do coleslaw. After that one, if you are not eating fried rice, don't expect anything. Nobody will do it for you. So, from my experience here, it has shaped my life. It has shaped my way of eating. It has shaped the way anytime I am going to like restore the house, I would always set at least 20 to 50 cedis only for vegetables, because I know the importance of it. I know how well it has influenced my life. I know what it does to the body and a whole lot of that. So the environment you are also is very, very important. Where you are coming from, or wherever you find yourself, wherever you are coming from is not the problem. But what can you also do to make things better for you is now what we are talking about. So me getting to Ghana today, I cannot just eat successfully, let me say it that way, stretch like 2 days without eating vegetables. It is not possible. So in one way or the other, I would say that the environment I find myself today has actually shaped my well-being. It has shaped the way I eat, even though things may be expensive, but then I still find a way to like cut things according to what I can afford. So upon this, I'm going to say I equal to the Ghanaians. Please, the next slide. So this is my takeaway key. Healthy living is not only for the rich, it's about choices and consistency. So you don't have to break the bank. You don't need to like maybe the susu you are doing, you don't need to go and take it, or you don't need to stop, or you don't need to get yourself a loan to live healthy. All you need to do is just to make healthy choices. Have you chosen to prioritize your health over everything? Have you chosen to start washing your hands? Have you chosen to start eating local dishes? Have you chosen to start doing exercises, going for checkups, and a whole lot of that? If you have chosen those things, trust me, you would actually know that there is difference between when you were not doing it and when you are doing it. So it is a matter of healthy choices and consistency. You have to be intentional about it. So you have to be consistent with it. Please, the next slide. So I'll close by saying this, that you have to start where you are, use what you have, and build the healthiest life possible. So you don't need to start looking for pizza. Please sit with Banco and eat. You don't need to start looking for shawarma. You can eat your fufu and your life too. Then you are good to go. You don't need to like stress yourself over anything. Just start where you are, use what you have, and build the healthiest life possible. Next slide, please. Okay, so I would like to say thank you to RTC Foundation and Dr. Benedicta. I wish us all to continue to thrive in health. Thank you so much for having me. Peace.
Thank you so much, Miss Comfort. I'm learning so much already, and I believe you're all learning a lot as well. Please, can I see some reactions if you are learning something? And feel free to drop a comment on what you are learning so far. It's been such an insightful conversation already. Before we have the next speaker, let's put what we've learned so far in the comments. I would like to see them and the reactions too. She said that healthy living is a balance. It's not just about eating right. It's not just about exercising. It's a balance of all of it. Nutrition, your mental health, preventive care, most importantly, and then physical activity as well. She also said something that you shouldn't eat just to survive. Eat for the health. Very important. Eat for the health. Just a minute. I'm waiting for the comments. Okay, I hope by now you are convinced that eating healthy living is not about being rich. She said you should do what you can with what you have. Yes, it's about making the right choices. So up next we have Miss Mohammed Memuna too. She'll be talking about healthy lifestyle in general. So Mohammed Memunatu is a dedicated dietetics student passionate about empowering individuals to achieve optimal health through personalized nutrition. She provides compassionate care, helps people build healthy relationship with food and improve overall well-being. Beyond dietetics, she actively advocates for women's empowerment through education, advocacy, and community outreach. She's eager to learn from experienced professionals and is committed to applying her skills to make a meaningful difference in the lives of others. If you're excited to have it, please let me see your reactions in the comments. Miss Memunatu, we are ready for you.
Okay, good evening, everyone. Alhamdulillah for another opportunity. Big thanks to Dr. Benedicta and RTC Foundation for this opportunity too. Well, sister Ibukun has said a lot. She has said a lot, so I wouldn't take much time. She has already said much about healthy lifestyles, which includes exercise, diet, mental health. She has said a lot. She has said a lot. So I wouldn't waste much time, but I would like to talk about the psychosocial part of healthy living. That's the mental health. What do you do? Especially people today have busy demanding lives, especially women. Imagine you're a lady or a woman, you are working, you are married, you have children. This whole stress, how would you balance them with your health? I mean, everything to stay healthy. There's mental health. Um, there's some things you can take. That's you can stay in touch with family members and friends. There's if you are going through any mental stress, any stress, anything, you can discuss it with your family members or your friends. That's if you can get any help with them. Sometimes when you speak or when you tell your problems to other people, not for the sort of getting a solution, but just to release some stress. That's you wouldn't be keeping it in you, thinking about it and stuff. Be involved in your community. If there's anything like community labor or other things, you can get involved in it just to get your mind off certain this that's thinking. When you are sitting there idle, you are not doing anything, you tend to think a lot. So when you get involved in certain things that will keep you active, it will make you very healthy. That's maintain a positive attitude and do things that make you happy. Yes, you have to do things that will make you happy, not things that people would just say, oh, do this. What will make you happy? That's what you'll have to do. When you find joy in playing game, playing ludo, dancing, doing anything, just feel free to do this to release stress. Your mental health is very important. When you are stable, when you have good mental health, you are very stable. When you are stable too, you have a healthy life. Next, I will talk about keep your curiosity alive. Lifelong learning is beneficial to your health. Every day, anytime, we learn about many things. You get to meet things differently, meet many people and stuff. You have to adjust by the situation, learn a lot, try to cope with it. When you are at a certain environment, and maybe because of due to maybe work or school or something, and you moved from where you are and you go to a different place, you try to study the environment, how things goes, how people live there. You try to do all that, find out, cope with that, and you'll be able to live healthy. That's your mental health. If you are able to keep calm, relax, then you are good to go. Next, learn to recognize and manage stress in your life. Signs of stress include trouble sleeping, frequent headaches, stomach problems. Sometimes you tend to be angry a lot. That's when there. I know of certain people that when they are angry or they are in through like a lot of stress or maybe sadness, they tend to eat a lot, or they would shift to taking drugs or maybe alcohol just to calm themselves down or just to be hyper. And that's very bad. If you do that, you are, al- although you are talking about mental health just deal with the whole system. There's when you take in drugs and alcohol, you are trying to get your health into this problem that's detrimental to you. Um you get enough good sleep and rest. That's all about the healthy lifestyle that I'm sure sister listener has already said. The first speaker has already said a lot about it. You need to get enough sleep, at least 8 hours of sleep in a night. It's not bad. It's not bad. That's the maximum distance that at least you can sleep for. In case you have busy schedules and stuff, 5, 6, 7 would be okay. Take your healthcare talk to your healthcare provider if you feel depressed or more for more than few days. That's for some counseling. That's all I will say about the psychosociology of living healthy. I would talk a little bit about eating a well balanced diet, or although the first speaker has said a lot about it. As it is good. It is good for you to eat healthy. You don't just eat anything you feel like eating. You don't just feel like I feel for this thing, so let me eat. First thing, immediately you think of eating, just think of what I'm consuming. Is it good? What would be the benefits? Is it going to cost me this? Or the effect is going to be good? That's what you have to think of. That's there are many things that you can follow. Since we are talking about living healthy, that's it's not for only the rich. Living healthy, eating a balanced diet, eating good, it's a choice. It's a choice that you have to make. So when you are taking things into consideration, you should think about eating a well balanced diet. That's you will take in low fat diet. That's foods that are not having more of fat and oils. That will give you more of calories, and well, can lead to um some chronic diseases. You will have to take lots of fruits and vegetables as well as whole grains. Choose a diet that's low, that's I've already said about this, low in saturated fat and cholesterol, and moderate your sugar, salt intake. That's to prevent any diabetes, whether the type, this thing, anything about this. You can follow a proposed optimal diet average model. That's from the dietary guidelines. We have Ghana is having a dietary guidelines for everyone. That's not for the rich, not for the poor. It includes everyone, and it is so simple that anyone can follow it and get to know what to eat, how much to eat, the quantity. That's I've jotted something down here where if you want to take in fat and oil, that's healthy fat and oils, you can take 6.2 grams, that's equivalent to one dessert spoon. level full. That's per day. Yes. For legumes, nuts, seeds, roughly it's like you have to take 200 grams. That's equivalent to 2 full evaporated milk tin, or the tomato puree, the small tin size. But nowadays, that small tomato can, it is not available. It is not easy to see. But if you have or if you have any container that's the same as those cans or those things, you'll be able to use it. Beef or chicken, you have to take in meat, that's lean meat. They don't have fat on it. Sorry, they don't have fats on it. You should take them. That's at least 1.5 grams, or that's a 2 small tomato puree size. That's per day. You can for discretional choices like banku, kokonte, and those stuff. You can take 42 grams. That's equivalent. Equivalent, like there's this small plastic thing that they usually, when they are scooping banku, they usually use it. That size is, it's okay, or just a minimal ball. It's okay. Fruit and vegetables, that's what our food is supposed, the major thing that's supposed to do is the fruit and vegetables. Consuming fruit and vegetables, at least, even if that, you should be able to take one fruit at least in a day, every day. So if you are taking into consideration the amount you should take, that's 225.7 grams, or 227.3 grams per day, every day. With all this, you get a balanced diet of food, all this on one plate. You are good to go. You will eat. When someone would say, all these foods, this, they are just simple in our local foods. Like the first speaker said, maybe you have your banku, at least the soup that you are taking, that's the groundnut soup. It is made with vegetables, so you have your vitamins and minerals from there. The banku, you get your carbohydrate source from there, that's glucose for energy. And granite itself is having some amount of oil. Yes, some people tend to add oil to soups when they are cooking, especially, let me say, soup that already have oil on the surface, like the groundnut soup or the palm oil soup. Ideally, you are supposed to scoop some of the oil. You are not supposed to take in those soup containing high, or let me say, many oil on them. It is not healthy. Too much of oil, it is not healthy. Ideally, just some small quantity and you are good to go. That's, you drink maximum 8 glasses of clean water. That's equivalent to the 4 sachet of water. So if you don't have a glass that you can be drinking water with it, there is this sachet water. It is available everywhere. You get 4 sachet every day. That's to keep you hydrated throughout. And hydration too is very important for easy bowel regulation, helps in nutrients absorption. So water itself is very, very important, but it should be clean. It should be clean. Nowadays, our waters are being polluted and stuff. So if you are taking, or if you are drinking water, make sure that it is clean. Someone would say, I can't drink a lot of water, like eight glasses of water per day. That's, it's no problem. But so the person will be like, I would take in beverages in support of, maybe I can't take 8 glasses of water, so maybe I can take 4. Then I'll take some beverage because I can't do away with those. If you would take in beverages, mind, it should be a beverage that is low or having no sugar content. That's having no sugar content. There are so many beverages that you can take, excluding alcohol. Limit intake of alcohol. Alcohol has so many effects on the body. That's continuously taking it, abusing it. if you take in beverages, there are beverages like there are nourishing beverages, there are soothing beverages. The nourishing beverages, we have the local ones. We have zonkom, which is made with millet, a lot of nutrients. There is one called the asanatui is there. A whole lot. Then that's it. That's what I have now. I know the next speaker will be speaking on other things too. So I would like to end here. Thank you so much for the time and attention. Thank you so much. Alhamdulillah.
Thank you so much, Miss
It's
Memuna.
okay.
Thank you. Please let's show a round of reactions in the comments. She has enlightened us more about healthy food choices. She started by speaking about how your mental health affects your health choices.
Good evening.
That is so important. Yes. She also said you don't need your granite soup looking all shiny. All that oil is not needed in your system. So take it away and eat the actual soup, not the oil. Yes. And instead of going for your bell cola, you may want to choose some sobolo or asana. That's a healthier option. Yes. Thank you so much for that, Miss Memuna too. So our next presentation will be by Miss Victoria Ifua-Kwansa. She's a public health nurse with 13 years of clinical experience. She's driven by her passion for health promotion and disease prevention, particularly lifestyle-related conditions such as hypertension and diabetes. She's also a committed advocate for weight loss and healthy living, inspiring others to adopt sustainable habits for long-term well-being. So today she's telling us all that goes into making these healthy food choices, what you should go for when deciding on the food you want to eat. Yes. So Miss Victoria, the floor is yours. Please let's show a round of reactions in the comments.
All right, thank you. Thank you, moderator. Please, can you hear me?
Yes, please, I can hear you.
Okay, my network is not too good. So as and when I'm falling off, kindly alert me.
Yes, please.
All right, thank you. Thank you for having me, and thank you to Dr. Benedicta for giving me another chance after disappointing her the last time. I'm so sorry. So today, I will just jump into today's discussion since my other speakers have said a lot about healthy living and all those things. So I'll jump straight into healthy diet. Like she rightly said, this is something that I'm passionate about. As a public health professional and a weight loss or weight management or disease prevention advocate, I keep telling people that our health is all. Like if you take care of our diet, you wouldn't have to visit the hospital and all that. So let's jump straight into what a healthy diet is. So a healthy diet is one that gives your body the nutrients it needs to function properly. And the nutrients includes carbohydrates, proteins, vitamins, fats, and oils. Next slide, please. Okay, so this is what I want us to take note of. So the first point, I intentionally put the adequate portion size as the first point. Because in as much as what we are eating is important, it is how we eat it and the amount we eat, to me, is even more important than what we are eating. You can be eating unhealthy food, but if you can eat it, if you can balance your unhealthy food with the healthy food if you eat it in a portion size. And I advise all of us to be reading our food labels. When you buy food, you kindly go through the back and you will see a portion size there. Some of the things we buy are 5 portions, but we see that when we eat it at once, some are not even a portion size. Some of the small meals you have to get 2 to get a portion of the actual portion that you need. So I would want us to take note of that. We should be looking at the portion size of our meals. Then a variety of food groups. Ghanaians have these things that we always say, pinti biya or me. Pinti biya or me, pacho pinti biya me. So we can be scooping a lot, like you see somebody's bowl or plate with a scoop or a mountain of rice, then with small meat and small stew attached to it, that she just wants to fill the stomach. Like, I think one of our speakers said that eating is not just about filling your stomach. It is the nutrients you are getting. It is the nutrients you are getting out of it that matters. So let's also take note of that. We should get varieties. The rice is okay, but you portion your rice, you get your fish or your egg, which is your protein. Then you get vegetables, which give you the minerals and other vitamins that you need. Then we also have a balanced intake of nutrients. Like I said, you cannot be eating only protein and vegetables because you are living healthy. Just eating carbohydrate because you want to fill your stomach, that's also is not a form of living healthy. So your meals should have balance. Then you should minimize salt and sugar. This is where I am very interested in. Most of our Ghanaian foods are loaded with salt. Like, we like salt. If you come from the coastal part, like me, like where I come from, we like kobe, we like momone, we like kako. We cannot eat without those things. I keep telling my patients, in fact, imagine a pese without kako or kobe. Those of you that are not from the coastal side, you can't relate, pardon me. But a pese or this thing without our kako, the Charlie Enfa, you get. So we just put it in water for some time. Or you soak your kako or your kobe in water for overnight or some hours so that it will get some of the salt out, please, so that we reduce our salt intake. Then the sugar intake too is a problem. We tend to eat a lot of sugar. If you see the scoops of sugar somebody will put in her cocoa just to drink, then at the end of the day today will end up with bell cola and all those things and come back and tell you that with the amount of sugar that they've added to their meals. Then we should minimize processed food, please. If you can do away with it, you do. But if you can't, kindly minimize it. Next slide, please. Then these are some of the importance of healthy diet. I think my first speaker spoke about it, so I'll just brush through. It boosts your immunity, like she rightly said. Then you prevent diseases, where my interest is, especially the HPT and the diabetes. For somebody like me that has worked in the hospital for a long time, these two diseases are something that drove me to do public health. And it is something that I have in my family. Both parents have, so it was my interest. So wherever I get a chance to speak to people, I tell them, if you want to prevent hypertension and diabetes, you can do it. You can have a family history like I do. I have 100% risk of getting it, but I'm sure I'm not going to get it because of the information I have. So, like I said, you should reduce the sugar intake, and it supports growth and energy. It enhances mental health. My second speaker spoke about mental health, so I'm not going to talk more about it. And for the girlies, please, you don't need to buy all those expensive skincare products and you use without eating right. That's where we all get it wrong. Some of the products you buy is not because they are not good or they are fake. They aren't fake. It is because you are not eating well. Skincare starts from within. If you don't eat well, and I am talking from experience, from context, that's why I posted a video of myself on the page. I was overweight, and if I tell you how my skin was looking then, and now you think I'm using, people tend to stop me and ask me what I've used for my pimples, but I don't even do anything. It's just cleanser and moisturizer that I use. So please, if you want a glowy skin like all the girlies now we want, kindly eat well. Then for the thing that I am most enthused about, weight loss and weight management. if you really want to maintain your weight, or if you want to lose weight, kindly eat healthy. I'll give you a very practical examples as we go on. Next slide. Okay, so Ghanaian foods that support healthy diet. Like our first speaker said, we have a lot of nutritious Ghanaian meals. But the girlies now, we tend to be like, if you don't dress up and go to a restaurant to eat pizza or a British breakfast, it's like you haven't eaten or you are not living life. The real life is eating healthy and glowing. That is the real life. So we have very affordable foods that will support a healthy diet. That's why we keep stand by our topic that healthy living is not for the rich. It's for everybody. Even the poorest people can live healthy if they choose to. It just starts with the right mindset and the right information. I have lived healthier as I thought all my life. So last year, when I had the right information and I decided to have a mindset shift, that is when I was able to lose over 22 kg under 1 year. So kindly take this from me. I am speaking from experience. We have carbohydrate, which is brown rice, wheat, millet, corn, which are whole grains. So you see, I did not list all our Ghanaian food. That doesn't mean they are not healthy. But I chose the ones that are whole. Like if you want to really live healthy, your concentration should be on whole foods for your carbohydrate. So brown rice is fine, wheat is fine. If you cannot afford brown rice, what I also advise my patients is get your normal white rice, buy wheat, then you mix. You take a portion. Can you hear me?
Yes, please.
Please, can you hear me? Okay. So you get, like I was saying, brown rice is a bit expensive. If you can't, and if you live in a rural area like I do now, getting some of these things allows you. So what I do is I get my normal rice, then I get wheat. Wheat in my area is 8 cedis. You can afford it. You blend it, then you cook. The brown rice, the advantage the brown rice has over the white rice is just the fiber and some vitamins it has. So if you add a wheat to it, it gives you that fiber. It is better than none. So that is what I'll also encourage we do. Then the proteins. Some of the proteins that support healthy livings are the beans. Where are my gobɛ lovers? We will get there. So you can get your beans, your eggs, your fish. You can get all those things for protein. Then we move to vegetables. If you cannot buy carrots and cabbages and all those things, which are luxury for some of us that are in the rural areas. For some of us that are in the rural areas, some of the vegetables we can get is contombre, which is very healthy. But I don't know why some of these things I'm listing, a lot of us do not consider them as a vegetable, but please, they are. That's why in the old age, in the knowledge of our forefathers, they were putting these garden eggs and things in soups. I think some of us still do. They serve as vegetables, and they are vegetables. It's not like they serve, they are vegetables. So you get your contombre. If you can't get cabbage, there is garden eggs, there is okra, there is ajuju, there is alefu. Alefu is very sweet. If you haven't tried it, go and try it. I tried it once and I am in love now. So kindly try. We have boko boko in a lot. The list is endless. Then we move to fruits, which we all know. We have the mangoes, the banana, the pawpaw, the orange, and the watermelons. So a day you can get yourself any of these fruits and you eat. Next slide, please. All right. So now let's rethink some of our food. Some of the foods that we think are healthy or not. Today we are going to know. So some of our most favorites, especially the girlies, our almighty banku and tilapia. So banku and tilapia is not entirely healthy or not healthy. Like I already said, if you are eating and it's variety and you portion it, it is considered healthy. So for us let's have a rethink of how we eat our food so that, and everything I am telling you are things that I do. Like I said on the page, I eat everything for the weight loss and I still do, and I'm doing just fine. So the tilapia and the banku, kindly portion the banku. The speaker before I was talking about grams and portions and all those things. They are too technical for people. So what I do is, and if you do child health or if you do a bit of development and habit change, it is difficult for you to tell somebody that is 2 balls of kinky or 3 balls of kinky to go back and be eating the portion size that you list. So what I usually tell people is that if you are somebody that eats 2 balls of kinky, now whatever the portion is that are 2, divide it into 2. So if you eat 2, you are going to eat 1 for beginning. So that's a point. Your stomach will get used to that small amount so that you keep reducing and you get to the actual portion size that you need. So my advice is, if you are banku and tilapia lover like me, kindly portion your banku. If you previously eat 2, that is especially if you want to lose weight or maintain your weight or live healthy in general. You portion your banku. If you were eating 2 balls, do 1, I beg. If you can't do 1, do 1.5. If you eat 3, then you do the mathematics, then you know what to do. And my most interest here is the oil. You see, if you happen to see how these people grow the tilapia, they drench it in oil. And like my previous speaker said, if you look at the quantity of oil we need in a day, it's a dessert spoon. But if you see the amount of oil these people will drizzle and drench the tilapia in just to roast it, I mean, so if you can do it in your house, that is better. But if you can't do, portion the tilapia too, because in as much as the tilapia is protein, the amount of oils that are already in the fish and the one they've already drenched in will skyrocket your calorie intake for the day. So you portion it and you do less oil if you are the one cooking it, or if you have the chance to be there whilst they are cooking it, you kindly tell them to limit the oil. Then more vegetables, very important. Because if you have more vegetables and the tilapia is huge enough and it's not drenching oil, you can balance those two. By the time you realize you are even full and the banku you ate just small. Then our almighty fufu, where my Ashanti people dey and the fufu lovers, kindly eat your fufu. It is very healthy, but just portion it. Portion the fufu. If you are eating the one that they do in 2, you see when you are giving the men, they divide it into 2 big ones. Please, you divide it. They are too much for you. You divide it, then you use less oil in our soups, like the previous speaker said. Some of our oils, the soups has too much oil. The granite has oil, the palm nut soups has oil. And we serve and we scoop the oil too and put on top. My dear, why are we taking the oil too? So we should also limit the oil in the soup so that your favorite food becomes healthy for you and you will not be asked to stop eating it. Then you add more vegetables. Like already said, if it is abenkwine, you can put your kontombre in it. We the fancies, we call it abeketin konto. You see that thing? So you can put your kontombre to serve as the vegetables. You can put your your garden eggs or your okra inside. So that as you eat your fufu, you can be munching on it for the vegetable. Then our kenke, whether gakome or fanti kenke from my hometown, it is equally healthy. It just depends on how we are eating it. So that one too, you just portion it. If you buy 2 balls of kenke, sweetheart, buy 1 or 1.5. Then we grow our fish instead of frying. We add more vegetables like I've already said. You've portioned, I've said it. Then the gobɛ lovers. This week I saw all this thing about the gobɛ and I was so happy as a gobɛ lover. So I am here to tell you our gobɛ is very healthy and I still enjoy it. You just have to portion your beans because the beans is not entirely protein as we are brought up thinking. Everybody, I once remember I was going to prepare bean stew. Then I told my sister I was looking for fish to buy. And she said, why? And I said, I'm going to prepare bean stew. She said, next to you need fish before you prepare bean stew. And I'm like, what is wrong with that? And I said, beans is a protein. And I'm like, who told us that? It has protein, but it also have carbs in it. It is not entirely protein. And even the protein in the beans needs rice. That's why I think our forefathers were really smart because the way they combine the rice and beans and the things to do wache and all those things. That will activate the beans to become a full protein. So if you are eating your gobɛ, kindly add egg or fish if you can afford it, so that you get extra protein, because you're not going to get your entire protein from the beans as we were taught. Or like we were not taught, I don't know, we were brought up with that notion that when you're eating beans, it is protein. So we don't portion it. It equally has carbs. So you portion it. Then I'll prefer you grow your plantain if you are the one doing it. Or if they are frying it, they should use less oil. Because the beans itself, the oil they will scoop and put on top. Some of us, even after mixing it, you ask them to add another oil on top. I don't know why Ghanaians love looking at oily food like that. So please, you limit your oil. Less oil, you add your fish or your egg, and I think we'll be fine. Next slide. Next slide, please. Okay. So I think I've spoken about these things a lot in the previous slide. The salt intake, these are the problems or the challenges we have as Ghanaians. We like, or I see some, it's all right. I love gobɛ with boiled plantain. That is very nice, because that's what I also do now, because I'm on a weight loss journey. And I look for alternatives to do things and enjoy the meals. So for you to fry it, you can either boil it. If you don't have an air fryer, you boil it and you can enjoy it with your gobɛ. That's very fine. So most of Ghanaians foods have salt, a very high salt. We like oil. And this point, street food without portion control. Street foods are not entirely unhealthy, but it is because of how they prepare it and how much we also eat. Because we are buying it from outside, the pack that they give us, whether it is too much or less, we just sit and gobble it inside. Please, if you buy food from the street, if you can't cook from home and you buy food from the street, kindly portion it. It's not because you have bought it, you have to finish it. Eat the parts that you think is a portion for you. Let them pack the rest for you. You put in the fridge. That one, you become economical. The next day, you can eat it. It's not because you've gone out and they served you food. So, you have to finish everything. Please, we should eat street food with portion control. And skipping of breakfast. Somebody will ask, why is skipping of breakfast not healthy or a challenge? It wouldn't have been a challenge if you are not a breakfast lover, fine. But I knew a friend, I had a roommate. She will not eat the whole day. But in the evening, when she sits to eat, the food that I've eaten for 3 days will not be equal to what she's eating for the day. So please, don't skip breakfast if you know that you go at the end of the day, you go and be eating excessively because you didn't eat breakfast. Kindly divide, eat breakfast, lunch, supper. If you know you love food like I do, eat your breakfast so that you, at the end of the day, you not go and sit somewhere and eat breakfast, lunch, and supper together. That me sorry, I mean, Ghanaians, we like saying that. Then excessive use of chemicals. We all know this. Our first speaker spoke about the environment and other things affect how we live healthy. There is not much we can do, but we can do our best to source from the local market. Some of us are in the rural areas, which makes it a luxury for, like, we get it. We are fortunate to get things that are locally grown and aren't full of chemicals. Then high intake of sugar, I've already spoken about it. Next slide, please. Okay, so now my favorite part. The economy is hard. We all know. Me, if I don't have money, so I do all this healthy living on budget. I remember when somebody saw my colleague, if I find you, what did you do? I'm like, oh, Charlie, just diet too. Hey, diet today is expensive. And that's what people think, that diet is expensive. But I was able to convince her that it is budgeting. I do the healthy living on budget. That's why we still stand by the notion that healthy living is not for the rich, it's for everybody. Even as a student, you can live healthy with the right information and the right mindset. And it is a choice. One of the speakers said, and I jotted it down, it is a choice. Healthy living is your choice. So here are some tips to help you do that. You buy in-season fruits and vegetables. I have ate a lot of cucumber recently because they are in season and it was cheap in my area. So if it's whatever it is that is cheap in your area, don't restrict yourself to the carrots and the green bell peppers and all those things. Sweetheart, do with what you have. As far as it is vegetable, it's vegetable. That will help you. Fruits, pawpaw was in abundance recently, and I'm sure somebody did not even eat one at all because that's not their favorite. It's not your favorite, right? But we are trying to live healthy, and we don't have the resources to afford all those high-end fruits and all those things. I remember I was speaking, one of these things are my passion, and it gets me angry with the interaction that I get with my patients. I was advising a patient in a rural area to eat fruit, and she told me, Madam, I'm heading you. And I'm like, do you know fruits? She said yes. And then she started mentioning apple, grapes. I even had to do a video and post on TikTok. Like, I was angered. Who taught us Ghanaians that it is apple, grapes, and all those foreign fruits that are fruits? What happens to our oranges? What happens to pawpaw? Where I live, there are pawpaw leaves around me, pawpaw like trees. But you see, this pawpaw will ripe and they will be falling. I have to go and tell people that if they will not eat the pawpaw, when it's ripe, they should plug and come and give me. Such people, if you tell them to eat fruit, they will tell you it's expensive. You understand? Because I don't get it. We've been indoctrinated with things that and even as health workers, what even breaks my heart is health workers thinking that certain fruits are not, but pawpaw is one of the healthier fruits. Even if you want a glowy skin or you have skin issues you want to correct, pawpaw has retinol, it has other vitamins. I mean, we should eat our in-season fruit or local food, whatever it is that is available in your area. Please, let's eat it. Then cook more at home. That's what I do. And that is what we can all do as people on budgets so that we can live healthy. You cook your food, you know what is going inside. You know the amount of oil you have to take. You know whatever it is that you have to add. At least the preservatives and the additives, you reduce them. So kindly cook, try as much as possible. What I advise people to do is that at least once a day, if you are somebody that eats 3 times like I do or 4 times like I do, kindly cook once a day. At least you are busy. We are all busy. You leave early and you come back late. So you can pack your bags, right? That's what I do. This weekend, I started the whole of the day I've been busy. It's not like I'm taking care of somebody or some. I've been cooking. That's what I do. You cook and you stock so that you can be able to pack food to work. Living healthy is not difficult or expensive. It's just a matter of choice and the right mindset. So cook your food at home. I beg. You should be cooking at home. And once we cook, we should use local whole ingredients. Like I said, find whatever is available in your area that is healthy and that is cheap. And you can add, even if you don't like it. See, there are some of the things I never liked. But now that I've started exploring, I am falling in love with a lot of things. Not in my wildest dream would I have thought I would eat that alefu, or by with the fancies we call it alefi. When you finish, you can Google and get a picture. I never thought I could eat leaves and all that. But when I tried it, I am in love. I'm always looking for some to buy because they are sweet. So please, we should use our local whole ingredient. Then we should replace our fizzy drinks with water or infused with fruits. Those fizzy drinks has a lot of sugar. One day, if you doubt, just put them on fire and let it evaporate. You see the amount of sugar that you get and the amount that our sister listed that we need a day. You will see you have eaten 2 weeks own sugar in 1 minute. Then we should revive our interest in local food, please. Let's enjoy our local food. Let's stop with the craving of going to this high-end restaurant to eat British breakfast and taking pictures. They are aesthetics, but are they really helping us? Let's revive our interest in our local foods, our gobɛ, our gakome, and our favorite fantikenke. Let's enjoy them. Then use fermented foods, spices, and leafy greens. I think one of the speakers spoke about it. That's why I keep mentioning the gakenke and the fantikenke. Those fermented foods, those of us that are looking to heal our guts, they are really good for the guts. If you cannot go and buy probiotics or prebiotics, I have started. You see, when I tell a lot of people come to me for weight loss advice, and if I tell them the things I do, some of them think I have secrets that I'm not telling them. But all the secrets is what I'm not doing anything different from what I'm saying, because I know I need probiotics, I need probiotics and all those. I can't afford it, so you eat fermented foods. Do your morikoko, your white porridge. They are fermented. You will get your probiotics from it. Then we should use spices. Please, if you feel bloated, you don't even need antacid. Go and boil star anise. It will serve as a this thing. Use them in your meals. I mean, we should use what we have. Next slide, please. Then simple meal plan. This meal plan is not, you can even turn it upside down. But for purposes of some of the things I know Ghanaians we love to eat for breakfast, there are cocoa with granules and bread. The cocoa can either be the Hausa cocoa or the Mori cocoa or the whichever cocoa you enjoy. You can eat. These are just example. Then you get your banku or your okra soup for lunch and snack. You can snack on banana and granules or coconuts for snack. Then your boiled yam or your rice and kontomire for dinner. If you are somebody that doesn't like breakfast, or if you like a heavy breakfast, sweethearts, kindly feel free to start with your boiled yam or rice with kontomire. You can start with any of them, but if you're a light food lover in the morning like I do, it's not every day that we should drink tea. People have varieties of tea, strawberry flavored, then flavored. You don't need them. You can use our almighty Mori cocoa. Hausa cocoa is there, but as you buy them on the street, kindly portion it. Ask them to reduce the sugar for you. Please, diabetes is real. Let's take care of ourselves. Next slide. Okay, so I would want to end here by saying that healthy living, by all that I have said, you should know that it is not expensive or it's not for the rich. It's for all of us. We just have to make the right choice. We should limit our oil intake, our sugar intake. In fact, you can eat everything because I eat everything and I am just fine, but in moderation. But kindly limit your oil intake. It is difficult for you to tell somebody that are eating something that they should stop. So like I say, please reduce your portion size. Divide them into two. The oil, if you use 2 gallons, now you will use 1 gallon for a month. So that at the bottom you will be reducing it small. So healthy living is hard for the average person, right? But not impossible. It takes awareness, creativity, and resilience. Let's stop thinking of health as something only for the wealthy, because it's not. It's for all of us. Thank you. But before I go, I'd want to say one. I don't know if those of us in the cities have the luxury of doing that. But Ghana Health Service has started something like the wellness clinic. As an advocate for disease prevention, please, you can walk to any health center to check your BP. You can walk to any hospital and ask them that you just want to check your BP or your sugar. As for the sugar, I'm sure because of the strips, you pay something like 10 cedis or 6 cedis above. But your BPs, you can walk there and check your BP, because we live in a hard economy and things are getting worse. Things that are killing people are lifestyle-related diseases. So let's take care of ourselves. Thank you.
Hello,
So I
Priscilla,
think
you
we'll
are
take some
muted.
questions.
Okay, so Priscilla, all right. So thank you so much, Auntie, for I've been so blessed by your presentation. I've learned a lot and I was speaking a lot of notes. And from the reaction of our participants here in the comment section, we can see that they also learned a lot. Some of them are saying that it was a beautiful presentation, and others are saying that it has been very insightful. And I agree with all of them, seeing that you are so passionate about what you are saying about healthy living. So we want to say thank you so, so much. So all of us here, since our speakers are also here with us, if we have any questions regarding what they've shared with us this evening they've poured out their hearts, they've shared what they are practicing even in their own lives, and how it's working for them and how it can also work for us. So if you are here, you have any question that you would like clarifications on, kindly unmute so that we can hear you. Anyone with a question?
Yes, I have a question.
Okay, Nana, please, you can
Hello.
go ahead.
Yes, so my question has to do with the snack our sister talked about. You know, he mentioned coconuts and banana and granite, roasted granite. I learned that it is always best to go fruits without complementing with any other thing besides a fruit. So I don't know if she can still give us more about the importance of adding banana to that of roasted granite. I don't know if my question
Um,
is clear.
all right. Dr. Benta, can I come in?
Yes, please, you can.
Okay, thank you, Nana, for the question. Thank you for coming here to support me. I see you. He's my mate. And like you rightly said, that's why I said the plan that I gave was just an example and it's not entirely inclusive. So I use that plan as what I think a lot of Ghanaians love. Like I said, I don't want to demonize any food or demonize anything so that somebody, you see, it's very difficult when you tell people that have practiced something for a very long time that they should stop doing this or that. But I personally don't think the banana and the granite is a problem because the banana is fruit. One thing, one problem I think a lot of people have, the problem is not a lot of people have is banana is very high in calories and granite is also high in calories. So I think that's where your question is coming from. So everything you portion it. You cannot eat. Do you see that bunch of banana we sit down and eat with like two? That's granite is the tied one CD. We buy like 3 or 2. Then we sit with a bunch of banana we eat and still come back and say that we have not eaten. Sweetheart, you've eaten. If you do the calculation of the calories, it's like me eating my banku and my tilapia. So everything is portion control. If you eat, I think if you eat 2 fingers of banana with that 1 CD granules, it's fine. I don't think there's any problem. Just that they are high in calories, so you should eat them in portion control. I don't know if I've answered your question.
Yes, Lisa, thank you very much. Thank you.
Okay. All right.
Okay, please, does anyone else have a question?
So, okay, Nana again is back again. This time it is not a question, but it is an appeal.
Yes, please go ahead.
Hello. Okay, so I think that we can all benefit ourselves that most of us
Hello,
are health
Nana.
workers.
I'm sorry to interrupt you. It seems your background is quite noisy. There's a radio or someone is speaking at the background. So if you could mute that one so that we can clearly hear you. At the moment, we can't hear you properly. Thank you.
Okay, so thank you. So hope it's better now, right?
Yes, please.
Okay, so I was saying that it's like most of us are health workers and we are more or less endowed with such information. My appeal is that we should try as much as we can to reach out to the public. The people need to learn a lot from us. Sometimes we can be as good nutritionists as we're supposed to be. We can be very temperate in our homes. But how many people are having access to our families that they will know the kind of lifestyle we are living there? So if we can preach out there more often, like as much as we can, let us preach to the public that this is the best way we can go about achieving optimum health. If we keep this, I think we are just 14 here or 17 here, and if we are all health workers, only few of us are endowed with reaching out to the public. But I am suggesting that if we can organize such, seminar for people out there, public education to the public out there to hear these good messages. I think it will go a long way to help our people. Myself, I'm really an advocate for health. I'm doing the Facebook, all my social media handles. But then I think we are just few. The population is huge that few of us cannot achieve it. So if we all, can all join hands in preaching these good messages to the people out there, so that we can all achieve good health. That's my appeal.
Thank you very much for that, Nana. We will do that. Yes, I'm sure most of us here, like you said, are health professionals, and some of us are even in school, but that doesn't limit us. Even with our social media and the places we get to speak at, we can advocate for good health, like you have said. Thank you very much for that submission. Please, does anyone else
Thanks.
have a question? Okay, so while we still wait for questions, I'd just like to go through a few things we've learned this evening. The last speaker said, for those of us who want clear skin, good looking skin, the first step is to eat right, taking a lot of water. Just using the skincare products will not do it all for you. Start eating right, and when you add on the skincare products, you get the results that you're looking for. If you eat right, you can still maintain your weight. She spoke a lot about portion control. So it's all about how much you are taking in, and then making sure that you're getting all the various nutrients that you need in their right amount. Yes. She also said that we should focus on the local food. Let's minimize the amount of junk that we take in. Yes, this presentation, I've learned so much, and I'm going to make a lot of changes to the things I eat, and I hope you are going to do same. If you have any question, you can drop it in the comments and I'll read it out, or you can just unmute and ask, please. Okay, I think no one else has a question. So thank you all very much, especially our speakers, for this enlightenment. So now take a word from our president, Dr. Benedicta. Yes, Dr. Benedicta.
Well, thank you so much, Priscilla. It's been a wonderful time having you and our speakers as well. On behalf of RTC Foundation, I want to extend a heartfelt thank you to all our speakers. Madam Victoria, please, thank you for coming here. I'm so honored to have you, and I'm so honored that you poured out your heart to us. So from the bottom of my heart, I want to say thank you. Mimunati, thank you so much for joining us and sharing your knowledge with us. And Ibukan, I'm still fighting with you that our Ghana jollof is also better than Nigerian jollof. Thank you so much. And I really love the fact that, especially Ibuka is a Nigerian. Those of us who were here, you could hear, you could hear it from her accent, and even as she explained and then told us herself. But you can see that despite her finding herself in a different country, she's making use of what we have here to eat right. She's not saying, well, I'm a Nigerian, this is a food, or this types of food are things that I'm not too familiar with, so I'm going to just eat anything. She's making very conscious efforts to eat right. And I really appreciate the speakers. As you can hear from them, is the whole point is that wherever you find yourself, whether you are in school, whether you are at home, living right is your own responsibility. You can't blame it on anyone. You can't say that, oh, I am a student, or, well, I am a 9-to-5 worker. I work, I am busy. And even I can make excuses for myself that I go to work and sometimes I am in. Sometimes eating becomes something that is, you even forget to eat. So it's also like charged to me as well that we can decide to pursue all that we want to pursue. You can decide to achieve all the goals that you want to achieve, but at the end of the day, your health also matters. And I am so thankful to all the speakers that they have brought the message home that we are responsible for our own health, what we eat, what we do with our time, and with our healthy living is all up to us, and we also have to take very good responsibility of our health. And I thank you so much, Nana Kwame. You mentioned that just as you are saying that all the wisdom that our speakers are bringing on board are quite important. that others who are not healthcare professionals should also tap into and get to learn. I think this is one of our initiatives that we are doing to bridge that gap so that people who are not healthcare professionals can learn. And even as healthcare professionals, you could understand that all of us have specialties of some sort. Someone is a public health nurse, another person is a pharmacist, and you can see that even when we come together as healthcare professionals, everyone brings his expertise on board. Last week, we had pharmacists who shared with us antimicrobial resistance, health, self-medication, and we've had people who are very well versed in nutrition and healthy living, and they are telling us about the diet that we are eating. And I am learning and I'm taking notes. And so Nana Boachi, this is one of Nana Kweku. Sorry if I'm pronouncing the name wrongly, but this is also one of the initiatives that we're embarking on to also help educate the public on what it means to live right, eat right, and then prevent diseases. So thank you so much for joining. If at any point you would like to support, at any point you would like also to come on board as a speaker to also educate others, we are very, very open to joining us. And so thank you also for joining us, our participants, our speakers, and our wonderful moderator. We appreciate your time, and we hope that this session has been very, very impactful, insightful. You have learned at least something that take you and then practice in your own life to live a healthy life. So thank you so much, and we appreciate you. Over to you, Priscilla.
I don't know why you want to put it there.
Thank you very much, Dr. Benedicta. Thank you all for joining. I'd like to entreat all of us to follow RTC Foundation on YouTube and then LinkedIn as well, and take advantage of the social media like have already take advantage of all our social media to educate and spread the message and the knowledge that we have come to know. Thank you so much for making time. I'd like us to pray to end. So please, shall we pray? Father in heaven, we thank you for such an opportunity. We thank you for the knowledge that has been shared here. We pray that these things that we have heard here will not just be another education, but will have impact in our lives, that will apply them, and the required results or the expected results that you are looking for. Lord, help us to reach the unreached with this knowledge as well. We thank you and we bless you in Jesus' name. Amen. Thank you all for joining. Have a good evening. Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Thank you too.